Hello, this is going to be the session on past perfect tense, the third type under past category. Past tense in general, under that we have four subdivisions, and this is going to be the third type of past tense. Past perfect tense. Let us see what are the usages. When I mean that, obviously we can come across mainly two different usages for this tense. That is the idea. It's not just one usage, but more than one. And we will have to see both of those in detail. Actually, just to see, to denote an action that happened before a definite point of time in the past. The first usage reads like this: to denote an action that happened before a definite point of time in the past. So what is special about it? Okay, take this when I record this video. This is 2021. Let us take that to be the present time. So obviously any year before that can be taken as a past definite point. So I mentioned 2016 as the definite point of time in the past to refer to an action that took place in the month of March in 2016. So 2016, when I look from 2021, can be taken as a past definite point for sure. So such an action I can refer using nothing but simple past tense itself. I saw her in March. This is what I say. I saw her in March. Means see, saw, seen. This is the way we have three V1, V2, V3 forms. That is three different forms of the same main verb availed in this way: see, saw, seen. And when I say I saw her in March, we can definitely understand this is the V2 form, and this is a sentence constructed using simple past tense only. That means, as we already mentioned with the simple past tense, where you can refer any action that took place at a definite point of time in the past, maybe March 2016 or 2016, 2017, whichever it may be. When we look from 2020, it's a past definite point of time. So, to refer to such an action, this is more than enough. Simple past tense is more than enough. But not that. We have to refer to an action that happened before such a definite point of time in the past. At certain time, sometimes we have to refer to an action which is even before. We have to make the sense as well. That it is not just a past action, but it took place even before a definite point of time. To make the sense, to bring the sense that this is a very early action, an action which is even in a remote time, not just very recent past, an action that is not just in the remote past. In such situation, we can make use of this tense itself, past perfect tense, to refer to such action. Let me read out the same action when it is referred in terms of past perfect tense. I had seen her before March 2016. I had seen her. Look at the helping verb. This is again one more detail. The helping verb is had. Only one helping verb is there. It's had, so that we don't have to be worried about the subject. Again, we have one more convenience here, as we saw with the simple past tense. Only one helping verb is there. It's did, but here it is only one helping verb again. It is had. So whether the subject is singular, plural, we don't have to worry. We can directly use this helping verb without much constraints or thought. And had again the verb form with any perfect tense, it should be V3. So in the case of this tense as well. So from see, so, seen. We can opt seen. Come, came, come. The third C-O-M-E, come. Go, went, gone. V3, gone. So this is the way we have to choose the main verb form from the list, which we already become thorough with. Only in that way we can choose according to the demands of the tense construction, different tense constructions. Here, now go back to this particular sentence. I had seen her. Instead of saying I saw her in March 2016, which is a past definite point of time, now we want to say, one wants to say, I had seen her before March 2016. Means this action is even before a definite point of time in the past. So you opt the subject, you opt the helping verb, which is had for every subject, because only one helping verb is available. Now you opt for the V3 form of the verb, which is in the case of see, it's going to be seen, V1, V2, V3, which we have to be thorough about. Only then we can choose. So I had seen her before March 2016. So you make the sense. So you make the sense that this is an action which is not even in the recent past, but even before that. To make sense of that, it's not even it's in the recent past, we make use of this tense. The first action, first usage can be this itself. Now you go back to the usage, the definition or the statement. Now it's to denote an action that happened before a definite point of time in the past. If you take 2016 to be a definite point of time, when you construct using had and V3 in this format, you can make sense of, you can bring the sense that this is an action which is not even in the remote or recent past, but even before that. That is the first usage. Now we can have a look at the second main usage. It is very helpful at tense actually in daily life conversation and all. This is a tense that makes sense actually to construct different, to communicate certain possible situations and events. Let us see. That is when we want to denote two actions happened in the past. When we want to denote two actions happened in the past. Actually, we want to refer to two actions in a combined way. Not one after another, or one not in the mode of giving a full stop after and then starting the next step or talking about next action. No, it's a combined form of representing when if you opt for. You can refer the action which happened first using past perfect tense and the action that followed it using simple past tense. So this is very logical a construction actually. You can understand when you refer two different actions in the past, the action which took place first should be referred using past perfect tense itself, and the second action should be referred using simple past tense. The logic is very simple. That action, that is second action, is comparatively in the recent past. The first action obviously is may not be in the recent past. Comparatively, it is likely to be even before. So that is the very simple sense for combining two actions using these two tenses if and when necessary. Let us see the example. Let us look at the examples. The train had left before I reached the station. The train had left before I reached the station. Actually, both actions are in the past. But think about these two actions. Try to visualize these two actions. A train is moving slowly. That is the first action. And a person is reaching after the leaving of the train. So definitely now you can have a sense that which action might have taken place first or which is the action that followed. Leaving off the train is obviously the first action. So we have to opt the past perfect tense to refer that action. The second action is reaching of this person, which can be referred using simple past tense. When you look from here, this person's reaching is comparatively in the recent past. But the leaving of the train may be even before. So that is the way you have to make sense, to get the sense when you see such a sentence. Now let us see with this division itself. They had gone before the rain began, or let us, we have to see this first sentence itself, the construction. The train had left. Leaving of the train should be in past perfect tense. The train is the subject. Had, only one helping verb is there, so had itself is the main verb, helping verb. Then leave, left, left. V1, V2, V3. We have to choose the V3 form only. Though V2 form also is left, we mean V3 left in the V3 form. Left as the V3 form here, because had with any perfect tense you have to use only V3 form of the verb. And that construction is over there. Before, the train had left before, there is actually a divide between these two actions using this particular term. I reached the station. I reached the station. I as the next subject. And then this is the second action. So simply you have to opt for simple past tense. Reach, reached, reached. So you opt the V2 form of the verb. And obviously, as it is the simple past tense, we mean the V2 form reached itself. Though V3 form also is reached. But we don't have to consider that. Here, we definitely mean V2 form, and this sentence is a simple past tense construction. Hope that idea is clear. Now, we have to check out two more examples, like they had gone before the rain began. They had gone before the rain began. Obviously, the first action is they are going. Some people had gone. Go, went, gone. V3 form of the verb. They as the subject of the first action. Had is the helping verb in past perfect tense. And gone is the V3 form that matches with any perfect tense. V3 form only should be there in perfect tense constructions. Then what about action 2? Rain, beginning of the rain is the second action. They had already gone and then only rain began. But both are past actions. Here the rain is the subject. Begin, began, begun. Begin, began, begun. Began, begun. So V2 form is began. And we have to use that for the simple past part. The past actually, simple past part construction for the sake of second action, we opt for the V2 form itself with the subject. And that is clear. Let us see one more example. She had slept before her father came. She had slept before her father came. She had. She is the subject of the first action. Had is the helping verb that matches if you want to opt for past perfect tense. She had. Sleep, slept, slept. Sleep is the basic form, V1 form, but we have to use the V3 form only here. And had, sleep, slept, slept. Slept only should be there, and it is opted. So that part is over. She had slept. Now before is as the divide between these two actions. Then the second action is about the father's coming. So her father is the subject. Her father is the subject. And what about that person's coming? Come, came, come. The second action, so you have to use simple past tense itself. And here you use come, came, come. V2 form. Came. V1 and V3 are same in the case of this particular, come, came, come. Yeah, in the V1 and V3 are the same for this come as the main verb. But we have V2 form as different. So it's very simple and very clear that you opt for that and you can easily identify the difference. V2 form only there. And she had slept before her father came. Now you can understand this as the first action. Very easily you can identify because this is referred using past perfect tense. And then you can identify this as the second action because it is referred using simple past tense. See, when you have this V2 form referred, this is definitely only tense that uses V2 form is simple past itself. Come, came, come. Go, went, gone. When you see this went, it is only, it is simple past tense only. There's no other tense uses V2 form directly in that way. So that's all with that particular tense, and thank you so much for listening.